So you're always using Vue to make these nice looking UI designs, but sometimes you wonder how Vue really does it. Well, normally before HTML is displayed in the browser window, the DOM that is part of the browser represents the HTML with a logical tree of nodes that represent the HTML tags. And with the DOM methods, we are able to programmatically change the structure of the tree using any scripting language like JavaScript. This process, however, can get slow as the number of nodes in the DOM tree accumulates. Because if you want to manipulate a specific node in a tree that has thousands of nodes, it will take some time to traverse that tree to get to that specific node. This is why Vue uses the virtual DOM, which is a way of representing the actual DOM using JavaScript objects that contain all the information needed to create an element. The virtual DOM tree, which is a tree of JavaScript objects, is mounted onto the actual DOM by Vue in the most efficient way, which updates what we see in the browser. This means we do not need to worry about how things are done in the DOM because that is taken care of by Vue. And because Vue uses the virtual DOM, it allows us to create our own custom renderers that make it possible to render our Vue code in non-DOM environments like Android and iOS, just like the way it is done in React Native. So to be able to display in the browser, Vue virtual nodes have to be mounted onto the actual DOM to form a real DOM tree. But before that, you have a template that might contain a reactive object. Vue compiles this template into a render function, and also the reactive object is initialized. Then the runtime renderer invokes the render function, which also references a reactive object that is always watched for changes. The render function returns a virtual DOM tree, which is traversed by the runtime renderer to create a real DOM tree that is mounted onto the actual DOM and then displayed in the browser. In case there are any changes in the template or in the reactive object that is being watched, the runtime renderer invokes the render function again, which returns a new virtual DOM tree. The runtime renderer traverses the new virtual DOM tree, compares it with the old one, and then patches the new updates into the actual DOM. And this is how we are able to see the updates in the web browser. Thank you, consider subscribing.